Look around your own life for a second. Odds are you own at least one thing on this list. And you bought it convinced it was about quality or taste or treating yourself. It probably wasn't. Most of what we buy to look rich is really bought to fix a feeling, and once you can see the 10 things clearly, you can never quite unsee them in your own cart. Because here's the quiet rule underneath all 10. The more loudly something announces money, the less money is usually behind it. Real wealth whispers. It's the imitation that has to shout. So let's walk through the shouting, one purchase at a time. Number 1. The designer belt. It's the perfect starter flex. And there's a reason it's first. A belt is small, it's reusable. And that gleaming metal logo sits exactly at waist height in every photo. One purchase, infinite appearances. Nobody clocks that it's the same belt in all 200 pictures. They just register the logo over and over until their brain quietly files you under does well. It's not a belt, it's a subscription to a single impression. Number 2, the luxury phone case. Here's where it gets genuinely strange. People will put a $200 designer case on a phone they're still making monthly payments on. The device underneath isn't paid off, but the costume it's wearing is. And it works because nobody ever sees your bank balance. They see the object in your hand, held up at dinner, resting on the table screen down so the logo faces the room. The phone tells time, the case tells a story. Number 3, rented luxury cars by the hour. This one graduated to a business model. You can now rent a supercar for an afternoon, drive it exactly as far as the nearest scenic backdrop, and photograph yourself leaning on it like it lives in your garage. The rental costs a weekend's pay. The photo lasts forever. And the strangest part is the destination was never the road. It was the camera roll. It's not transportation. It's a prop with a return deadline. Number 4, first-class boarding photos. Notice these almost never show the seat for long. They show the glass of champagne, the legroom, the little curtain that separates the people who paid from the people who didn't. Sometimes it's a genuinely rare splurge, stretched to cover a whole feed. Sometimes it's a lounge someone talked their way into without a ticket upstairs at all. Either way, the flight was secondary. The boarding pass was the product. Number 5, designer shopping bags kept long after the shopping. Walk through any city and you'll spot them. The stiff, rope-handled bags from the big fashion houses carried like trophies. Here's the twist. A surprising number are empty, or reused from a single small purchase made months ago. A keychain, a bottle of perfume, because the bag itself was the thing being bought. The $80 item came with a free advertisement, and the advertisement outlived the item. It's not packaging, it's a billboard you get to hold. Number 6, bottle service, split 6 ways. Nothing performs wealth quite like a table with sparklers arriving in a dark club. What the video never shows is the group chat afterward, quietly dividing the bill into survivable pieces. For one night, everyone at that table looked like they'd made it. For the next 2 weeks, several of them are eating at home. The bottle wasn't a drink, it was a stage rental, paid in installments nobody posts about. Number 7, logo everything. This is the loudest one, and by now you can hear why it's loud. Head-to-toe branding. The belt, the shirt, the shoes, the cap, all screaming the same 3 letters, feels like maximum wealth. It's usually the opposite. Researchers have a quiet finding here. The genuinely secure tend to strip logos off, while the anxious pile them on. The person who could buy 10 of those outfits is often standing 3 feet away in a plain, unbranded sweater nobody photographs. Head-to-toe logos aren't a flex. They're a smokescreen. Visible assets deployed to distract from something invisible underneath. Number 8, the watch that's really a payment plan. A luxury watch is the classic made it signal, so it gets bought before the making it actually happens, financed, layawayed, or bought secondhand and worn like it was gifted. And a $20 quartz keeps better time than most of them. But you were never paying for time. You were paying for the half second it catches the light while you reach for something and the assumption that follows. It's not a watch, it's a wrist-mounted resume. Number 9, the luxury lifestyle backdrop. This one you rent by the hour too. A photo studio dressed as a mansion, a fake private jet cabin that never leaves the warehouse it's built in. People book time inside a plane that doesn't fly to take pictures suggesting they own the sky. The set costs less than a nice dinner. The illusion travels the whole internet. It's not a location, it's a green screen with better catering. Number 10, the upgrade nobody asked about. The subtlest one, and the most human. It's the round of drinks quietly picked up for the table. The reservation at the place with no prices on the menu. The casual overtip performed just loudly enough to be noticed. Generosity is beautiful, but generosity you can't afford, performed for an audience, isn't generosity anymore. It's a down payment on being seen as the kind of person who never has to check the balance first. It's not kindness. It's kindness with a spotlight and an invoice. So step back and look at all 10 together, because the pattern is the real story. Not one of these purchases is stupid. Every single one is solving something. The very human ache of wanting to be counted, of not wanting to be the one at the table who clearly has less. That ache is older than money. Rewind far enough, and status wasn't vanity, it was survival. The ones who looked capable got the food, the shelter, the safety. The instinct never left. It just learned to shop. And here's the part worth sitting with. The people genuinely at the top mostly don't do any of this. Not because they're better, because they have nothing left to prove, and proving is the entire point of the list. The flex is what you reach for when the thing itself isn't there yet, which means every loud purchase is quietly honest about one thing. It's the sound of someone trying to convince the room, and maybe themselves, a little before it's true. None of this makes the people on this list foolish. It makes them human, standing in a hall of mirrors where everyone is performing wealth for an audience that's performing it right back. The way out was never buying the 11th thing. It's noticing you were being asked to. So the next time something in a store promises to make you look like you've made it, pause just for a second and ask who exactly you're trying to convince. That answer is worth more than anything on the shelf. Subscribe if you'd rather see the game than play it.